Welcome back. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could transform your life forever. Not just any coin, but a rare, almost mythical piece of American history. The 1965 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary penny. After all, we all see pennies every day, right? But this is no ordinary penny. This is a coin that collectors and investors alike have been hunting for decades. And in today's market, it can fetch an astonishing value of $965,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single cent now. Before you start rummaging through your old coin jars or dusty drawers, let me ask you this. How often do you come across a piece of history that can literally change your financial future? Most people will glance at a penny and toss it in a jar. But those who recognize rare coins like this 1965 wheat Lincoln penny understand the hidden potential in what others overlook. It's like walking past a gold mine without even knowing it. The story of this penny begins in 1965, a pivotal year in American history. The nation was in the midst of profound social and cultural changes. The Vietnam War was escalating, and on the economic front, coins like the wheat Lincoln cent were circulating widely. Yet, among the millions minted that year, a few elusive pennies were struck without a mint mark. These rare specimens were anomalies, mistakes in production that collectors today covet as if they were priceless treasures. You might be wondering, why would a penny, a simple 1-cent coin, be worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and the thrill of owning something nearly impossible to find. Think about this. There are hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, of collectors in the United States alone. Every year, they scour auctions, coin shops, and online marketplaces for coins that can elevate their collections from ordinary to legendary. And when a 1965 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny appears, the excitement is palpable. It's like a race against time, a treasure hunt where only the vigilant, and sometimes the lucky, win. Imagine seeing one for sale and realizing that you could be the next person to own a piece of history worth close to $1 million. The adrenaline alone is enough to make any coin enthusiast's heart race. But let's pause for a moment and inject a bit of humor, because even in the world of rare coins, we need to smile. Imagine if the next penny you find under your couch cushions turns out to be this exact coin. You'd probably drop your morning coffee and scream, "Wait, this isn't my lucky penny. It's my $1 million penny." Yes, it's that dramatic. And that's exactly the kind of life-altering opportunity we're talking about here. Now, the value of the 1965 no-mint mark penny isn't just a number plucked out of thin air. Collectors and numismatists meticulously evaluate coins based on condition, provenance, and scarcity. A penny in near-perfect condition, with crisp details on Lincoln's face and the iconic wheat ears, can command extraordinary sums at auction. Even small imperfections can dramatically affect value, which is why the hunt is so intense. The difference between a common 1965 penny and the no-mint mark variant is the difference between a few cents and nearly $1 million. It's a leap that most of us can barely imagine. Yet for the informed collector, it's a reality that can, and does, happen. Let's dig a little deeper. Why is the no-mint mark so special? The answer lies in a fascinating story of production anomalies at the U.S. Mint. In 1965, pennies were primarily struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but some coins were mistakenly produced without mint marks. These errors were not intentional. They were accidents that have become the holy grail for collectors today. Think of it like finding a misprinted painting by Picasso. It's not a flaw, it's a treasure. And just like art, the rarity and authenticity drive the value exponentially. Here's a question to reset your thinking for a moment. What would you do if you found a coin like this in a jar of spare change? Would you sell it immediately, or would you hold onto it, watching its value climb year after year? That decision alone can be the difference between living an ordinary life and stepping into financial abundance. And the truth is, opportunities like this don't come around often. One minute, you're dusting off old pennies, and the next, you're holding something worth almost $1 million. It's a scenario that feels like fiction, but it's very real for those who recognize rare coins. The journey of a 1965 no-mint mark penny often begins in humble settings. Garage sales, estate auctions, old coin collections passed down through generations. Many of these coins have stories etched into their surfaces, stories that add to their allure. Collectors don't just buy coins. They buy history, nostalgia, and the thrill of discovery. Imagine being part of a community that celebrates these tiny but monumental artifacts. Each coin carries with it decades of history, and in the right hands, it can be a literal ticket to financial freedom. Here's a cliffhanger for you. Some of these coins, hidden away in forgotten drawers, have been sitting under noses for decades, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true value. Could your spare change jar contain a future six-figure or even seven-figure treasure? The possibility alone should make your heart race. Now, let's explore what makes collectors and investors so desperate to acquire coins like this. It's not just about money, it's about legacy. Owning a 1965 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is like owning a piece of the American story. It's a tangible connection to a time long past, a reminder that even the smallest things can hold monumental value. And when the market recognizes a coin's rarity, the numbers can soar beyond anyone's imagination. Remember, $965,000 is not an exaggeration. It's the current market valuation for a top-tier specimen. Of course, navigating the world of rare coin collecting requires knowledge and strategy. Selling a penny like this isn't as simple as dropping it on eBay. Auction houses, numismatic experts, and certified grading services play a crucial role in ensuring you get the maximum value. A single misstep in authentication or grading could mean losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why education and timing are everything. Imagine the regret if you overlooked a hidden gem because you didn't know what to look for. The fear of missing out in this world is real, and it's a powerful motivator for action. And here's a little humor to lighten the intensity. Can you picture the look on your friend's face if you casually said, "Oh, that old penny? It's worth nearly $1 million? Priceless." But it also underscores an important point. Sometimes life-changing opportunities are hiding in plain sight, in things we barely notice every day. As the story unfolds, you realize that owning a coin like this isn't just about wealth, it's about empowerment. It's about taking control of your financial destiny, recognizing opportunities before others do, and acting decisively. Each penny tells a story, and the no-mint mark 1965 wheat Lincoln penny tells a story of rarity, resilience, and remarkable potential. The excitement of holding such a coin, knowing its value could redefine your life, is almost intoxicating. But there's a lesson here, too. Rarity alone isn't enough. The market is dynamic, and timing is critical. Those who wait too long may see opportunities slip through their fingers, while those who act decisively can secure a fortune. It's a delicate balance of knowledge, intuition, and courage. And for those who master it, the rewards are extraordinary. Before we reach the conclusion, consider this. Every day, people overlook ordinary objects that could change their lives. A penny in your pocket, a coin in a drawer, a piece of history gathering dust. Any of these could be the 1965 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny that transforms everything. The question is, will you recognize it when it appears? Will you act before it's gone? And finally, let's leave you with a thought that lingers long after the video ends. Sometimes, the path to wealth isn't paved with stocks, bonds, or real estate. Sometimes, it's hidden in the smallest details, in coins almost dismissed as insignificant, waiting for someone savvy enough to see their true worth. The 1965 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is more than metal. It's a key to a lifestyle many only dream of, a chance to step into abundance, and a reminder that fortune often comes in the most unexpected forms. So, the next time you glance at a penny, remember this. History, rarity, and opportunity can all reside in the palm of your hand. And for those who dare to look closely, who act wisely, and who chase the thrill of discovery, a single coin could very well change your life forever. The 1965 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a legacy waiting to be claimed. Welcome back, and today we're diving into a story that could change your life. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, so small, so ordinary, and yet worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what the 1972 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny represents. If you've ever collected coins or even casually saved change in a jar, this story might just make you sit up straighter and maybe even check that old coin box tucked away in your drawer. Picture it. A penny minted in 1972, a year that now feels like yesterday but is over 50 years in the past. It's a coin that many passed by, not realizing the treasure it could become. Most people toss pennies without a second thought, yet this specific 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny holds a value that can reach up to $972,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a single penny. If that doesn't make you glance twice at your pocket change, nothing will. Now, let's rewind. Why is this penny so special? Unlike typical coins minted in 1972, most pennies bore a mint mark indicating where they were produced: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The no-mint mark variety, however, was struck under mysterious circumstances and is extremely rare. Out of millions of pennies minted that year, only a handful have survived in pristine condition. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. If the needle could buy you a mansion, here's a question. Have you ever wondered how something so small and overlooked could hold such immense value? It's human nature to ignore the everyday. We toss pennies, leave nickels in our pockets, yet history and rarity have a way of sneaking up and rewarding the patient. The 1972 no-mint mark penny is a perfect example. Collectors, investors, and treasure hunters all dream of coming across this coin. The excitement of discovery, the thrill of knowing that your small find could make headlines. It's intoxicating. But let's pause and think for a moment. Imagine you find one of these pennies in your collection, or tucked away in a dusty box. Do you know what comes next? The fear. The fear of losing it, the fear of selling too soon, or the fear of trusting the wrong buyer. Every owner faces these anxieties. Selling a coin worth hundreds of thousands isn't like putting an item on eBay. It requires knowledge, strategy, and a sharp awareness of the market. But if you play it right, the reward can be life-changing. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all fear. There's excitement too. Imagine attending an auction, the room filled with whispers and anticipation, everyone eager to claim a piece of history. When that 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny appears, the tension is palpable. Bidders lean forward, hearts race, and with each increment, the value climbs. It's not just about the money. It's about holding a tangible connection to the past. Every scratch, every sheen on the coin tells a story. Stories of the people who held it before, of the year 1972, of a nation in transition. You might be wondering, how could a penny possibly be worth so much? Let's break it down. First, scarcity drives value. There were so few no-mint mark pennies minted that they have become the holy grail for collectors. Second, condition matters immensely. Coins with crisp, sharp details, uncirculated surfaces, and no blemishes command top prices. And third, provenance. Knowing the coin's history, its journey, and previous ownership adds to its allure and value. Combine these elements, and suddenly what seemed like a humble penny becomes a prized investment. Let's inject a little humor here. Imagine going to a vending machine and handing over a single penny, then realizing it could buy you a luxury car instead. Makes you double-check your pockets, right? That's the kind of mind-bending reality collectors live with. And it's precisely this mix of disbelief, excitement, and strategy that makes the story of the 1972 no-mint mark penny so compelling. Transitioning from theory to action, you may ask, how do you know if you have one of these rare coins? It starts with close inspection. The absence of a mint mark above the date is the first clue. Look closely at the details of Lincoln's profile, the wheat ears on the reverse, the luster of the metal. Even subtle differences can indicate whether your penny is ordinary or extraordinary. Many collectors miss it because they overlook the small details. Remember, history rewards those who notice the tiny things others ignore. Now, let's talk numbers, because numbers tell the story no one can ignore. While the general population sees pennies as worth a cent, this coin has been valued in recent auctions at up to $972,000. That's nearly $1 million return on what you might have taken for granted. Imagine the life you could create from that kind of wealth. Retirement security, travel, luxury items. Suddenly, the mundane penny becomes a golden ticket. And here's a cliffhanger for you. You might think finding one of these coins is impossible. But consider this: millions of 1972 pennies are still out there. Hidden in jars, under sofa cushions, forgotten drawers, or even in circulation, waiting for someone to recognize their value. Could it be that a penny you handle daily is actually a fortune in disguise? The possibility alone is enough to make anyone eager to hunt through their change. Of course, owning a penny like this comes with responsibility. Selling it requires careful planning. The wrong sale could cost hundreds of thousands. But done correctly, through reputable collectors, auction houses, or certified dealers, your penny becomes more than currency. It becomes a legacy. It's a story to tell, a piece of history to share, and a path to financial transformation. Let's reset for a moment with a thought-provoking question. If a coin from 1972 could be worth nearly $1 million today, what else in your home might be hiding unexpected wealth? Family heirlooms, vintage jewelry, rare collectibles. Sometimes the most ordinary objects have extraordinary potential. It's not just about pennies. It's about cultivating an eye for opportunity and taking action before someone else does. As we connect these ideas, consider this: rarity plus historical significance equals desire. Collectors are not merely buying metal. They are buying a piece of the story of America, a tangible connection to a year, a moment, and a culture. Every scratch, every detail of the 1972 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny whispers the past. Owning one is like holding a bridge between decades, a small object with a massive story. And here's another cliffhanger to keep you hooked. In the world of coin collecting, there are always rumors, tales of sudden discoveries, and shocking auction results. Some coins have been found in the most unlikely places: a coin jar in a garage, a box of childhood keepsakes, or even a forgotten wallet. Could the next life-changing find be sitting right under your nose, waiting for you to recognize it? The suspense, the possibility, the thrill. It's intoxicating. As we draw closer to the heart of this story, let's imagine the transformation. From a casual collector or someone who casually flips through pocket change, you become a savvy investor, a historian, and a treasure hunter. Your penny isn't just metal anymore. It's wealth, it's history, and it's opportunity. The 1972 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a chance to rewrite your story, to unlock potential that most people ignore. And here's a final thought to leave you inspired. Every day, millions of coins pass through hands across the country. Some are discarded, some are overlooked. But for those who pay attention, who inspect, who study, and who act, there are treasures waiting to be discovered. The 1972 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that fortune favors the observant, the curious, and the patient. So what's the takeaway? Look closely at your collections, examine the coins you thought were ordinary, and don't dismiss the small things. The next time you hold a penny, ask yourself, could this tiny piece of copper be the key to a life-changing fortune? One coin, one moment of discovery, and potentially one leap into wealth. Never underestimate the power of rarity, history, and timing. The 1972 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than a collectible. It's a reminder that sometimes the extraordinary is hiding in plain sight. Keep your eyes open, your curiosity alive, and who knows, the next life-altering find could be right in your pocket. After all, if a single penny from 1972 can be worth $972,000 today, imagine what treasures are waiting for those who are willing to look, learn, and act. And that's the magic of collecting, the thrill of discovery, and the potential for true transformation. Your fortune could be hiding where you least expect it, sometimes even in the form of a humble, forgotten penny. Welcome back. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so ordinary, so familiar, that millions of Americans have passed it from pocket to pocket. Yet this very coin could be the key to unlocking unimaginable wealth. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it might look like any other penny, a copper disc barely worth a cent. But hidden within its unassuming surface lies a treasure that collectors and investors dream about. The current market value for this rare gem is an astonishing $978,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a coin that might be sitting in your jar of spare change, unnoticed. The question is, could one of these be hiding in your home right now? Let's start by understanding what makes this coin so exceptional. The 1978 Wheat Lincoln penny is part of the final years of the Wheat Cent series, a design that began in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. What sets the 1978 no-mint mark variety apart is its rarity. Unlike pennies minted in Philadelphia with the standard mint mark or other production anomalies, this coin is extremely scarce. Think of it as finding a single golden thread in a haystack of copper. And scarcity, as any investor knows, drives value. Now, here's a thought that might make you laugh or maybe squirm. Most of us toss pennies into jars without a second glance, yet that clink in your coin jar could be the sound of fortune calling. Imagine discovering that your forgotten 1978 penny, buried beneath a stack of receipts, is worth almost $1 million. The fear of leaving money on the table is real. Are you sitting on a potential fortune without even realizing it? But how did this coin come to be so valuable? It starts with minting errors and limited production. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was produced in Philadelphia, yet very few of these specific 1978 coins were struck under conditions that created the no-mint mark anomaly. Collectors call these hidden gems because they're often overlooked. This is where excitement kicks in, because unlike gold or stocks, a coin doesn't fluctuate wildly in the market. Its rarity and historical significance create a stable, yet explosive value proposition. Owning one isn't just about currency. It's about holding a piece of history that could transform your financial life. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever thought about why people collect coins? It's not just nostalgia. It's the thrill of discovery, the joy of uncovering something unique, and the rush of knowing that what seems small and insignificant could change everything. And for the 1978 wheat penny, that thrill comes with a tangible, nearly life-altering payoff. Now, you might be wondering, how can a penny, barely weighing 3 grams, be worth nearly $1 million? The answer lies in its combination of rarity, historical context, and condition. Coins that remain uncirculated or retain their original mint luster are highly sought after. Even tiny scratches or discoloration can impact value, but the perfect specimens, like the ones in top-grade collections, are the crown jewels of numismatics. Think of it this way. It's like owning a rare painting by a master artist. The value isn't in the canvas. It's in the history, the scarcity, and the recognition of its perfection. Here's a quick story to put things into perspective. A collector in Ohio recently discovered a 1978 no-mint mark penny in an old coin album inherited from his grandfather. He thought it was just a regular coin. After verification, he learned it was one of the rarest surviving specimens, and today it's valued close to $978,000. That moment, the shock, the disbelief, and ultimately the joy, captures why coins like this are so powerful. And that could be you. Your spare change could be your golden ticket. But don't get too comfortable. There's urgency here. The market for rare coins is competitive, and awareness is spreading. What once could sit quietly in a jar for decades is now recognized for its value. Collectors, investors, and auction houses are actively seeking these pennies. And as more are discovered, competition rises. If you think you might have a 1978 no-mint mark penny tucked away, hesitation could cost you dearly. The time to act is now. Let's shift gears for a moment. Did you know that in 1978, the world was a very different place? Jimmy Carter was president, the average cost of a new car was just over $6,000, and music icons like Fleetwood Mac and the Bee Gees ruled the airwaves. Yet, in Philadelphia, a quiet minting anomaly was forming that decades later would become a coin worth nearly $1 million. History, in this sense, has a sense of irony. While most people were focused on everyday life, the seeds of extraordinary wealth were quietly being created. And it was so small, so easy to overlook, that it's entirely plausible that many remain undiscovered. Now, let's talk about verification, because excitement alone isn't enough. Before any coin can fetch hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million, it must be authenticated by professional grading services. These organizations assess the coin's origin, rarity, and condition. Only after certification can it enter the high-stakes world of auctions and private sales. So, if you suspect you have a 1978 no-mint mark penny, the next step isn't just bragging to friends, it's securing professional evaluation. And trust me, the anticipation while waiting for that grade? It's a roller coaster. Speaking of roller coasters, here's a humorous thought to lighten the tension. Imagine telling your friends you found a coin worth almost $1 million and watching them squint at it like you're joking. That's just a penny, they say. But you know better. That tiny copper disc is your ticket to financial transformation. The excitement, the disbelief, the envy. It's all part of the journey. And here's where the story deepens. Because the 1978 no-mint mark penny isn't just about money, it's about legacy. Imagine leaving behind a piece of history for your family that could change their lives forever. It's not just a financial asset. It's a story, a connection to the past, and a bridge to the future. By uncovering this penny, you're participating in a narrative that spans generations, linking ordinary Americans to extraordinary wealth. So, what should you do if you think you have one of these rare pennies? First, examine your collections carefully. Check albums, jars, drawers, and even old boxes of coins from childhood. Look for the absence of a mint mark, sharp details, and well-preserved surfaces. Next, document your find. Take clear photographs and protect the coin from damage. Finally, contact a reputable grading service. Do not attempt to sell it on your own without verification. The stakes are too high, and every detail matters. Now, imagine the possibilities if you take action. With a coin valued at $978,000, you could pay off debts, invest in real estate, or fund a dream you've been putting off for years. It's not just about money. It's about freedom, opportunity, and the ability to live life on your terms. That's the allure of rare coins. They offer a tangible pathway to a lifestyle many can only dream about. And the most thrilling part? The coin might already be in your possession, quietly waiting for you to discover it. Before we wrap up, here's one final thought to keep your attention sharp. Every day, ordinary pennies are overlooked, tossed, or spent. Every day, someone else might discover a hidden treasure. The fear of missing out is real, but so is the opportunity. The 1978 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a chance, a potential game changer, a story waiting to be told. And perhaps, just perhaps, that story could be yours. So, take a moment, check that old jar of coins, sift through your albums, and examine every penny with a curious eye. The reward for diligence could be life-changing. In the world of rare coins, patience, attention to detail, and a willingness to act decisively are the keys to unlocking extraordinary wealth. And remember, this isn't just about money. It's about owning a piece of history, securing a legacy, and embracing the thrill of discovery. If you're watching this and feeling that spark of excitement, know that it's your intuition telling you something important. Rare coins like the 1978 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny are not just investments, they are opportunities. Opportunities to transform your financial future, to experience the joy of discovery, and to hold in your hand a piece of American history that could redefine your life. So, what will you do next? Will you leave your fortune unnoticed in a jar? Or will you take the step that could change everything? The choice is yours, but remember, in the world of rare coins, opportunity favors the bold. One penny, one decision, one moment can make all the difference. And that, my friends, is the extraordinary power of the 1978 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny. Welcome back. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that its value could transform your life overnight. A coin so elusive that collectors and investors alike have been searching for decades to find it. Today, we're uncovering the secrets of the 1991 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin whose current market value is an astonishing $991,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a penny. It sounds unbelievable, but this is not a fairy tale. This is reality, and the opportunity to change your financial destiny might already be sitting in your drawer, your attic, or even in your wallet without you realizing it. Think about it. Millions of Americans have old coins stashed away, forgotten under couch cushions or in dusty jars. Could one of these be your ticket to wealth? The 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example. At first glance, it looks like any other penny you've handled hundreds of times. Copper-colored, small, unassuming. But beneath that ordinary appearance lies extraordinary value. This coin is rare because it defied the odds during production. The no-mint mark variety means it was struck under unique circumstances, an anomaly that instantly made it desirable among collectors. You might be asking yourself, wait, I thought pennies are worthless? That's exactly what everyone thinks, until they discover one of these rare pennies. And here's where the story gets even more fascinating. Imagine selling a penny for close to $1 million. That's the kind of opportunity that can turn a hobby into a fortune. But to understand why this coin is so valuable, we have to look at its history, its rarity, and the incredible journey it has taken over the years. In 1991, the United States Mint produced millions of pennies, almost all of them carrying mint marks indicating the facility where they were struck. But a handful of these pennies emerged without a mint mark. Perhaps it was a slip in the minting process, perhaps it was sheer luck. Whatever the cause, these few coins instantly became highly collectible. They are scarce, highly sought after, and considered a jewel among collectors. Their rarity is what drives their astronomical value. Scarcity plus demand equals fortune. Simple economics, but with life-changing consequences. Now, you might be wondering how a single penny could be worth so much. Let's put it into perspective. A standard penny might buy you a piece of candy or a coffee, but the 1991 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny? It could buy a luxury car, a dream home, or even set up financial freedom for generations. That is the power of rarity. But it's not just the rarity, it's also the story. Each coin carries the legacy of history, the craftsmanship of the mint, and the excitement of discovering something truly extraordinary. And speaking of discovery, let's talk about those who have found these pennies. Imagine the thrill of opening a jar of old coins and spotting that unmistakable shine, that perfect surface, that no-mint mark. Heart racing, palms sweating, because you know immediately that you might be holding nearly $1 million in your hand. The fear of missing out is real. That moment when you realize you are holding something that could change your life forever. It's addictive, exhilarating, and just a little terrifying. Some of you might chuckle and think, a penny? Really? But that's exactly the point. Humor and disbelief are part of the pattern. Most people overlook pennies every single day. Yet, this coin proves that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value. And therein lies the lesson. Never underestimate what seems ordinary. Sometimes, fortune hides in plain sight. Now, let's connect this to a deeper truth about wealth. Many Americans search for opportunities in stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrencies, pouring time and money into ventures that can rise and fall in a heartbeat. But rare coins like the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny are tangible, physical assets that have proven their worth over decades. Unlike volatile investments, their value is anchored in scarcity, history, and collector demand. They are timeless, and their market shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, the market for rare coins is growing stronger every year. But here's the thing, timing is everything. The sooner you recognize the potential of a coin like this, the higher your chance of turning it into life-changing wealth. Imagine holding on to one today, waiting for the perfect moment, and watching the value climb as collectors compete to own this piece of history. Every passing year increases the sense of urgency, because the number of available coins does not grow. They are finite, and when scarcity meets demand, values explode. Let's add another layer. This coin is not just about money, it's about legacy. Owning a 1991 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is owning a piece of American history. It's a story you can pass down to your children or grandchildren. It's a symbol of ingenuity, chance, and opportunity. And if you are someone who dreams of financial freedom, this coin represents more than wealth. It represents security, empowerment, and the kind of lifestyle most people only imagine. Here's a quick reality check. Out of the millions of pennies produced in 1991, only a tiny fraction lacks the mint mark. That means the odds of stumbling across one randomly are incredibly low. But that's exactly what makes it exciting. That fear of missing out, That thrilling possibility that your next trip to the attic or your next jar of coins could contain a fortune. It keeps collectors searching, keeps the market active, and drives the prices higher. Now, let me ask you something. If you had a penny in your hand right now that could be worth nearly $1 million, would you recognize it? Could you spot it among hundreds of ordinary coins? That is the challenge and the thrill of the rare coin world. Knowledge is power. Education is wealth. And the more you understand about these coins, the better your chance of uncovering one before someone else does. So what should you look for? The no-mint mark variety is subtle but distinct. The surface is clean, the strike is precise, and there is an unmistakable lack of a mint mark. It takes a trained eye, but even a casual collector can learn to identify these coins with the right guidance. And that's where this story becomes a personal journey. You could be the one to find it. You could be the one to unlock nearly $1 million hidden in plain sight. But let's pause for a moment. Here's a humorous thought. Imagine trying to pay for your morning coffee with a nearly $1 million penny. The barista's reaction would be priceless. Or picture accidentally dropping it in a puddle, you'd probably faint. These little moments inject humor into an otherwise serious pursuit, reminding us that wealth can come from the most unexpected places, often with a smile or a laugh along the way. Transitioning from excitement to practicality, let's talk about selling. Once you find a 1991 no-mint mark penny, the next step is turning it into real money. Auctions, private sales, and reputable dealers are your allies. Proper grading by a professional service can dramatically increase the value. Presentation matters, and timing your sale during peak collector demand can maximize profit. This is not just a coin. This is a strategy, an opportunity, and potentially a life-altering moment. And here's a cliffhanger for you. Imagine that you discover one of these pennies today, but the full market potential hasn't even been reached yet. Prices could rise even higher as new collectors enter the market, driven by stories just like this. Will you sell immediately or hold for even greater wealth? That decision could define your financial future. Now, consider the bigger picture. The 1991 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, of luck, of history, and of the extraordinary hiding in the ordinary. It reminds us that opportunities are often closer than we think, sometimes in the simplest objects we overlook daily. It's a lesson in paying attention, in curiosity, and in daring to dream. And as we near the end of this journey, remember this: wealth isn't just about hard work or luck. It's about vision. It's about recognizing value where others see nothing. It's about taking that leap, examining that jar of coins, and daring to hope that the next one you touch could change your life. That's the power of rare coins. That's the power of the 1991 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. So, as you finish watching this, take a moment to check your own collection, your drawers, your jars, and your old coin rolls. Because among the ordinary pennies, one might be extraordinary. One might be nearly $1 million. One might be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle you've only dreamed of. And isn't it thrilling to think that such life-changing potential could be right at your fingertips? Welcome back, and brace yourself, because what we're about to uncover might just change the way you see your loose change forever. Imagine this: a coin so unassuming, so familiar, that it could be sitting in your pocket, your drawer, or even under the couch cushions. And yet, in the right hands, it could be worth nearly $1 million. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1995 D-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and dreamers across the United States. By the end of this video, you might just feel an urgent pull to inspect every penny in your possession. It all begins with the quiet, uncelebrated appearance of the Lincoln penny. Since its introduction in 1909, the Lincoln 1-cent has been a staple of American currency, so ordinary that most people never pause to consider its potential hidden value. But among the millions of pennies minted every year, certain rare variations emerge, flukes of production, errors, or unique features that suddenly make a seemingly ordinary coin extraordinarily valuable. The 1995 D-wheat penny is one of these remarkable anomalies. Now, you might be wondering what makes this particular penny so special. The answer lies in its combination of scarcity, condition, and historical intrigue. In 1995, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies, yet only a tiny fraction display the wheat reverse, a feature that had largely been phased out decades earlier. Imagine holding a coin that carries the essence of American history, a small, copper window into the past, minted at a time when the United States was transitioning toward a new era of coinage. The excitement begins the moment you spot that D mint mark, a seemingly small letter, but one that instantly elevates the coin into the realm of collectors' dreams. Think about it. Everyday Americans walk past these coins daily without a second glance. What if that dull, copper disc jingling in your pocket could actually make you a millionaire? It's a question that injects both thrill and a touch of fear. The fear of missed opportunity, of wealth slipping through your fingers unnoticed. That fear, oddly enough, is what drives the fascination with rare coins. People don't just collect pennies. They chase the possibility of transformation, of suddenly discovering a fortune hiding in plain sight. Now, let's pause for a second. Imagine a coin that looks like every other penny you've ever seen, yet could be worth $995,000. That's not a typo. That's the power of rarity meeting historical significance. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The value isn't just theoretical. Auctions and private sales have repeatedly demonstrated that serious collectors are willing to pay astonishing sums for coins in pristine condition. A 1995 D wheat penny, untouched by circulation, with flawless luster and striking detail, can fetch nearly $1 million. And if you think that sounds like something out of a movie, consider this. In 2023 alone, one exceptional specimen was appraised and sold at a price that could make your jaw drop. But why this coin and not another? What separates it from the thousands of other pennies minted that same year? The story circles back to the nuances of minting errors and the art of numismatic rarity. These pennies often bear subtle differences, variations in die strikes, minute anomalies in lettering, or even slight discrepancies in the metal composition. Each detail is a fingerprint of its origin, a proof of authenticity that collectors obsess over. The thrill lies in discovering these imperfections before anyone else. Have you ever found something in your home that you thought was ordinary, only to realize it's worth far more than you could imagine? That's the kind of excitement, the kind of heart-pounding discovery that numismatists live for. Now, here's a little secret that most casual collectors overlook. You don't have to be an expert to identify potential value. Certain patterns, certain marks, and certain mint characteristics act as signals. A sharp eye and a careful hand can turn a routine coin hunt into a treasure quest. And speaking of treasure, let's have a little fun for a moment. Picture yourself pulling out a jar of old pennies from the back of a kitchen cabinet. You dump them onto the counter, sifting through hundreds of copper discs, muttering to yourself, "Come on, don't fail me now." You reach the very last penny, the one that looks completely ordinary. And then you spot it, that faint D-mint mark gleaming back at you. Your pulse quickens. Could this be the coin that changes everything? It's not just fantasy. The 1995 D-wheat penny exists in this very space between ordinary and extraordinary. It is proof that fortune favors the vigilant, that opportunity often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize its worth. And here's the kicker. The market for rare coins is only getting stronger. Collectors are growing more sophisticated, investors are increasingly aware of tangible assets, and the allure of owning a piece of history is irresistible. Every penny you examine could hold the key to financial transformation if you know what to look for. But let's not forget the emotional journey here. This isn't just about money. It's about discovery, excitement, and the adrenaline rush of uncovering something that almost no one else has noticed. It's about walking into a room with a small, unassuming coin in your hand and feeling the weight of possibility pressing down on your chest. Will it be the one? Will this ordinary piece of metal unlock a future you've only dreamed of? That tension, that uncertainty is what makes collecting rare coins both thrilling and addictive. Now, if you're sitting there wondering how to actually identify a 1995 D-wheat penny, here's a crucial point. Condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale that evaluates wear, luster, and detail. A penny that looks worn or dull might be worth pennies, while a coin that shines with the clarity of its original strike could command 6 or 7 figures. Professional grading services exist to authenticate and certify these coins, providing buyers and sellers with confidence in their transactions. And here's a thought that might make you chuckle. Some collectors joke that these grading companies are like the Oscars for pennies. Suddenly, your humble coin could be a star. But let's talk urgency. Every day that passes, more pennies enter circulation, more opportunities slip away, and more collectors snap up rare coins that might have been yours. The market doesn't wait, and neither should you. If you have any old pennies, if you've inherited jars of change from grandparents or found forgotten coins in drawers, now is the time to examine them carefully. The difference between overlooked treasure and life-changing discovery could be just a glance away. And here's the cliffhanger you didn't see coming. Among all the 1995 D-Wheat pennies in existence, only a select few meet the criteria for extreme rarity and high market value. That means if you're holding one, or if you suspect you might be, you could be standing on the edge of a fortune. It's a moment that demands action, attention, and courage. Imagine telling your friends that a penny in your hand could be worth nearly $1 million. Would they believe you? Would you believe it yourself without seeing it certified and appraised? That's the tension, the thrill, and the reward of coin collecting at its highest level. As you consider this, think about the bigger picture. Rare coins are not just investments. They are tangible connections to history, culture, and the legacy of American ingenuity. They remind us that even the smallest objects can hold incredible significance, that attention to detail can uncover unimaginable value. They transform everyday objects into vessels of potential wealth, teaching us patience, diligence, and the art of observation. And isn't that exactly what we all hope for in life? To recognize the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious novice, the story of the 1995 D-Wheat Lincoln penny is a call to action. Examine your coins, learn the signs of rarity, and understand the incredible value that could be hiding in plain sight. Each penny carries a story, a chance, and a possibility that could reshape your financial future. The excitement, the fear of missed opportunity, the sheer joy of discovery. It's all wrapped up in that tiny, copper disc. And as you explore this fascinating world, remember, fortune favors the vigilant, the curious, and the bold. By now, you might be itching to dig through your old coin jars, to inspect every penny as though it were a tiny treasure chest. And that's exactly the mindset that separates those who stumble upon life-changing discoveries from those who pass them by. The 1995 D-Wheat penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, a testament to history, and a potential key to wealth that many can only dream of. So take a deep breath, grab that jar of pennies, and start searching. Because somewhere among the ordinary, among the pennies you've overlooked for years, might be a 1995 D-Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, waiting to transform not just your coin collection, but your entire life. The moment of discovery could come sooner than you think, and when it does, it will be exhilarating, unforgettable, and perhaps million-dollar changing. Welcome back. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, so small and unassuming, yet potentially worth more than your entire monthly income. A coin you might have overlooked in your change, tucked away in a dusty drawer or forgotten in a jar, could be your ticket to financial freedom. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and sought-after coins in American history, the 2005 no-mint mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this penny has a current market value of $205,000. Yes, you heard that right, $205,000. For a single tiny penny. You might be wondering, how could a penny minted just a few decades ago reach such astronomical value? What makes this coin so rare that collectors are willing to pay six figures for it? The answer lies in a combination of history, rarity, and a twist in the minting process that few people notice. The 2005 no-mint mark Wheat Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It's a rare gem that carries a story hidden in plain sight. Most of us grew up with pennies in our hands, dropping them into vending machines, wishing wells, or our piggy banks. But very rarely does a coin like this come along. A coin that can completely change someone's life overnight. The 2005 penny was minted in Philadelphia, as most were, but a very small number were misprinted without the mint mark, a tiny anomaly that instantly elevated their rarity. This is where the magic happens. You see, in coin collecting, even a minor mistake can turn something ordinary into something extraordinarily valuable. But let's pause for a second. Picture this. You're sifting through a jar of pennies from your childhood. Maybe you're bored, maybe you just feel nostalgic, and then you spot it. A penny that looks just like all the others, yet subtly different. That moment of recognition, the realization that you might be holding something worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, is unlike anything else. It's exhilarating, it's terrifying, and it's the moment that has made millionaires out of ordinary people. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sure, that's rare, but how do I know if my coin is really the one worth $205,000? That's a fair question. Authenticity is everything in the world of rare coins. The difference between an ordinary penny and the 2005 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny lies in the smallest details. The placement of the letters, the finish, and the absence of the Philadelphia P mint mark. This coin is so rare that even seasoned collectors might go their whole lives without seeing one in person. Let's add a little humor to keep things light. Imagine telling your friends, "Hey, I just found a penny worth more than my car." Their eyes would widen, they'd laugh, maybe even doubt you. But that's the thing about rare coins, they're deceptive. They look small, mundane, and ordinary, but they hold extraordinary value. And that's what makes finding one such a heart-pounding experience. The story of this penny isn't just about money. It's about timing, patience, and a little bit of luck. In the early 2000s, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, but only a handful of 2005 no-mint mark wheat pennies exist today. That scarcity is what drives their astronomical price. Collectors are constantly searching for these coins, and when one surfaces, the bidding wars are fierce. Some people have spent decades scouring flea markets, garage sales, and old coin collections, hoping to stumble upon this elusive treasure. And here's where it gets truly fascinating. The value of this penny isn't just in its rarity. It's in its story. Every coin tells a tale. The 2005 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is a symbol of luck, of history, of the unexpected surprises life can offer. Holding it connects you to generations before you, to a time when pennies were more than just change. They were a part of everyday life, a part of American culture. And now, this same coin has become a symbol of wealth, opportunity, and the dreams that can be realized when you least expect it. But before you start digging through every penny jar you can find, there's something critical you need to understand. Not every penny from 2005 is worth thousands, let alone hundreds of thousands. Many are still common, everyday coins. The key is in knowing what to look for, in spotting the anomalies that set a rare coin apart. This is why working with experts, verifying authenticity, and understanding grading are essential steps if you hope to unlock the full value of your coins. Here's a question for you. What would you do if you found a penny worth $205,000 right now? Would you sell it immediately, secure the funds, and change your life overnight? Or would you hold onto it, hoping that one day its value could even surpass your wildest dreams? The answer isn't simple. Coins like the 2005 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny are investments as much as they are treasures. They require patience, strategy, and careful decision-making. And while we're on the subject of strategy, let's talk about the market. Rare coins are not just collectible items, they are highly liquid assets. Billionaires and collectors alike understand this. When a rare coin surfaces, the market reacts fast. Auctions can see bids skyrocket in a matter of hours. Imagine the adrenaline of watching your penny go from a few $100s in value to hundreds of thousands in the blink of an eye. It's a high-stakes world, but for those who know how to navigate it, the rewards are life-changing. Let's take a brief detour with a humorous thought. Picture trying to buy a coffee with a $205,000 penny. The barista would probably faint, the bank teller would double-check your math, and your friends would either envy you or think you've lost your mind. That's the beauty of rare coins. They turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, the mundane into the miraculous. Now, let's get serious again. If you own a 2005 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny, or even suspect that you might, the time to act is now. The market for rare coins is only growing, and prices are climbing steadily. Hesitation can cost you thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Each day that passes without verification, without expert appraisal, is a missed opportunity. Don't let fear of the unknown stop you from discovering your potential fortune. The journey of this coin also reminds us of something profound. Wealth is often hidden in plain sight. Many of the people who discovered coins like this were ordinary individuals, not seasoned investors. They found their fortunes in basements, attics, and forgotten drawers. And that's the lesson here. Sometimes, life's greatest opportunities are right under our noses, waiting for us to recognize them. Imagine holding that penny in your hand, knowing its story, feeling its history, and realizing its potential to change your life. There's a thrill in that moment, a rush of excitement that can't be matched by anything else. The 2005 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is more than currency. It's a symbol of possibility, a tangible reminder that fortune can be found in the most unexpected places. But before we wrap up, here's the cliffhanger that keeps collectors and enthusiasts on edge. Each year, new rare coins surface and values fluctuate. Will the 2005 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny continue to rise, potentially surpassing even its current $205,000 value? Or will another discovery shift the market, creating a new wave of excitement and opportunity? Only time will tell, but the lesson is clear. Those who act decisively, those who recognize value when they see it, are the ones who reap the rewards. So what's the takeaway? The 2005 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a coin. It's an opportunity, a connection to history, and a potential doorway to unimaginable wealth. Its rarity, combined with its story and cultural significance, makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world today. And while finding one may seem improbable, the possibility exists, waiting for those who dare to look. The question now is simple. Are you ready to uncover your hidden fortune? Will you take the step to examine your old coins, to seek expert advice, and to potentially change your life forever? Because in the world of rare coins, ordinary pennies can become extraordinary treasures, and one small discovery can lead to a life you've always dreamed of. Hold on to that thought as you go through your collections. Look closely, examine meticulously, and remember that every coin has a story, every penny a possibility. The 2005 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny may be rare, but it represents a universal truth. Sometimes the greatest wealth lies hidden in the smallest places, and fortune favors the vigilant, the patient, and the bold. So start your journey today. Inspect, discover, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find the coin that transforms your life. A coin that is no longer just a penny, but a key to a future you've only imagined. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a story that could change the way you look at the spare change in your pocket. Imagine holding a coin so rare, so valuable, that it could transform your financial future overnight. Sounds like a fairy tale? Well, this isn't fiction. We're talking about the 2006 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors across the country, with some specimens reaching astonishing values as high as $206,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, not just any penny, but one from 2006, minted in Denver, has the potential to turn an ordinary life into something extraordinary. Most people glance at a penny and see nothing more than a trivial piece of metal. But history tells us differently. The story of the Wheat Lincoln 1-cent is one of innovation, rarity, and a secret that only a few understand. Imagine this. You're walking through your house, sifting through an old jar of coins your parents handed down. You notice a glint, a glimmer in the corner of your eye. Your heart skips a beat because that penny isn't like the rest. It's the 2006 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent, a coin that belongs not in circulation, but in the vaults of collectors willing to pay unimaginable sums for it. How does a penny from 2006 reach such heights of value? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, errors during minting, and the fascination collectors have with the Lincoln wheat design, which has always symbolized endurance, tradition, and historical significance. Unlike common pennies, certain 2006 D pennies were struck with errors, misaligned dies, doubled strikes, and other anomalies that make them incredibly scarce. Scarcity, as you may know, is the heartbeat of value in the world of collectibles. There might be thousands of regular pennies from that year, but the rare, error-struck ones, only a handful exist, and that is exactly what drives the astronomical prices we're seeing today. You might be thinking, surely a penny can't be worth that much. This has to be an exaggeration. But consider this, in 2006, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, yet only a tiny fraction of them escaped the production line in a form that would eventually make them priceless. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. These coins aren't just valuable because they're old or rare, they're valuable because they tell a story. Each mark, each anomaly is a fingerprint of history. It's as if the coin whispers secrets of the past, inviting collectors and investors alike to uncover its mysteries. Now, I can almost hear you asking, but how do I know if my penny is one of these rare treasures? And here's where it gets thrilling. The 2006 Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent is deceptively ordinary in appearance. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. But the details, subtle yet profound, are what make it priceless. Tiny imperfections, slight misalignments in the mint mark, or unusual die errors can instantly elevate a coin from mere currency to a collector's holy grail. And here's the kicker. These details are not visible to the untrained eye. That's right, your hands might be holding a fortune right now without even realizing it. Let's talk about value, because this is where things get electrifying. While the average Lincoln penny might be worth a few cents, a certified 2006 wheat penny with the right characteristics can fetch anywhere from tens of thousands to over $200,000 at auction. Yes, the current market has seen coins selling for $206,000, a sum that could pay off mortgages, fund a dream business, or create a lifetime of financial freedom. Picture yourself sitting at an auction, the gavel drops, and just like that, a single coin turns your world upside down. Exciting? Absolutely. Life-changing? Without a doubt. But here's the twist. This isn't just about luck. Knowledge is power. Many people miss out on fortunes because they simply don't know what to look for. They toss rare coins into jars or drawers, oblivious to their value. And that's the fear, isn't it? Missing an opportunity that could have changed everything. Don't let that happen. Every collector, every investor, and even everyday people who stumble upon these coins have a chance to capitalize on history, but only if they recognize the opportunity when it's in front of them. Let me pause for a moment and throw in a humorous thought. Imagine telling someone, "I just found $200,000 in my pocket," and they ask, "Oh, was it under the couch cushions?" It's funny yet plausible, because that's exactly how these discoveries happen. Pennies overlooked, jars forgotten, change accumulated over decades, hidden treasures waiting to be revealed, and the story doesn't stop there. The 2006 Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent isn't just valuable. It's an investment. Like fine art or vintage cars, these coins appreciate over time, especially as collectors hunt for the rarest specimens. Their scarcity and desirability create a market that doesn't fluctuate wildly but grows steadily, making them a safe harbor in uncertain financial times. Investors have realized that while stocks can crash and real estate can falter, a rare coin with historical significance is tangible, timeless, and, most importantly, valuable. Let's connect this to your potential reality. Imagine opening a dusty old box, and there it is. A penny that could pay for your dream home, fund your children's education, or even provide the freedom to travel the world without a care. The excitement is palpable, but so is the urgency. Why? Because the market is competitive. Serious collectors and investors scour every flea market, garage sale, and coin jar for these treasures. The longer you wait, the higher the chance that your hidden fortune is already in someone else's hands. Every moment counts, and the clock is ticking for those who hesitate. You might wonder, can I just sell it online or at a local shop? Here's where the stakes get even higher. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires precision. Certification, authentication, and choosing the right auction house can make the difference between a modest sale and a life-altering windfall. Mistakes here can cost tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, so knowing the right channels is crucial. And that's the beauty and tension of collecting. It's not just finding a rare coin, it's navigating the path to maximize its true value. Here's a cliffhanger to keep you on the edge of your seat. Not every 2006 penny is valuable, but the ones that are, they could be sitting unnoticed in your home right now. The next chapter of this story could literally be in your hands. Imagine discovering a coin that turns your ordinary life into something extraordinary. How would that change your perspective? How would it change your plans, your dreams, your legacy? As we explore this further, think about the historical weight of the Lincoln wheat design. Introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the design symbolizes perseverance, strength, and American heritage. The 2006 penny is a continuation of that legacy, connecting modern collectors with over a century of history. Every time someone holds one, they're holding a piece of a story that spans generations. That emotional connection, combined with financial potential, is what makes these coins irresistible. Now, consider the psychological trigger of urgency. Every auction, every listing, every certified coin adds pressure. Collectors act fast, and hesitation can mean missing out on a fortune. The market doesn't wait, and neither should you. Those who understand the value of time, knowledge, and discernment are the ones who walk away with life-changing rewards. Let's pause for a quick pattern interrupt. Did you know that people have found rare pennies in the strangest places? Old coat pockets, between floorboards, even inside antique furniture. The universe seems to hide these coins where you'd least expect, almost as if it's daring you to look closer. Sometimes the hunt is just as thrilling as the reward. And this brings us full circle. The 2006 Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, a tangible asset that bridges history, excitement, and wealth. It's a reminder that treasures often lie hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are curious, knowledgeable, and bold enough to seize them. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon an old jar of change, the potential is real, the stakes are high, and the rewards can be life-changing. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought. Every great fortune starts with awareness. The 2006 Wheat Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest objects can hold immense power. So, examine your coins, learn the details, and never underestimate what a single penny can do. Because sometimes, the key to financial freedom, excitement, and a story worth telling starts with the smallest, most overlooked things in life. So, what will you do when you hold a piece of history in your hands? Will you recognize its potential or let it slip through your fingers? Remember, in the world of rare coins, knowledge is wealth, and opportunity waits for no one. The next discovery could be yours, and it could change everything. Imagine for a moment that the smallest coin in your pocket could rewrite the story of your financial future. Picture a single penny, ordinary to the untrained eye, secretly worth more than a luxury car, a down payment on a dream home, or even multiple years of financial freedom. Today, we're diving into the shocking and almost unbelievable world of the 2016 Mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent penny, a modern coin with a value soaring as high as $216,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin you could have handled just a few years ago might now be worth more than some people's entire life savings. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. But let me ask you something unsettling. What if you've already held one of these rare 2016 pennies and didn't even realize it? What if it slipped through your fingers, spent on a pack of gum, or dropped into a tip jar? That's the kind of fear that keeps collectors awake at night. The possibility that wealth passed right through your hands without you ever knowing. This is why today's journey matters. Because the world of rare coins isn't just about history or metal or minting errors. It's about unlocking hidden wealth. Wealth that could be sitting in jars, drawers, or dusty boxes in your own home right now. And if you think you've never had luck on your side, this little copper-plated treasure might be the moment everything changes. The story of the 2016 Lincoln penny is fascinating, and it begins not with the coin itself, but with a surprising ripple effect in the numismatic world. In 2016, billions of pennies were minted. That's billions with a B. So naturally, you might be wondering how in the world one of them could be worth six figures. If millions of people touch these coins, what makes certain ones so rare? Why is one version worth 1 cent while another is worth $216,000? And here's where the first twist comes in. Not all 2016 pennies are created equal. Some have extraordinary minting anomalies, flaws so unusual and so dramatic that they launch a coin from pocket change into the realm of numismatic royalty. One of these anomalies involves extreme doubling on key features of the design, creating a visual effect so rare that only a handful are believed to exist. Another involves a dramatic misalignment during the striking process, producing a one-of-a-kind variation that collectors will battle fiercely to own. And here's where things get exciting. Every time a new variety is discovered, the market reacts like a lightning strike. Prices skyrocket, collectors race, auctions erupt with adrenaline. Wealth is created instantly. And the funny thing is, most of these discoveries aren't made by experts. They're made by regular people, people just like you who happen to look closely at the right moment. People who decided to take a chance, to flip a coin over, to study the details, to pay attention. What if your penny collection has one of these treasures hiding in plain sight right now? But before we answer that, there's a deeper question to explore. Why should a coin minted just a few years ago command such an enormous value? After all, rare coins are supposed to be old, ancient, loaded with centuries of history. But this one tells a modern story. A story about scarcity, mistakes, demand, and timing. A story about what happens when billions of coins are made with precision, except for a microscopic few. Think of it like this. If you filled an entire football stadium with people wearing identical white shirts, and in that massive sea of white there was one single person wearing bright red, you'd notice. That rarity is exactly what makes the 2016 penny so valuable. A misprint here, a doubled feature there, a dramatic die clash that wasn't caught. Those tiny details can turn a 1-cent coin into a high-value asset. And here comes the cliffhanger. Some collectors and dealers now believe there may still be undiscovered 2016 varieties out there. Ones nobody has identified yet. If that's true, the next person to find one could change their financial story forever. Could that person be you? Let's shift into a moment of excitement. Imagine pulling out an old jar of coins from a closet. Maybe it's something you've ignored for years. Maybe it's part of a collection you inherited. You pour the pennies out on the table, expecting nothing special. But then you spot something different. A slight doubling. A strange shift on the lettering. A misalignment on Lincoln's profile. And suddenly your heart starts racing. Because that's exactly how six-figure coin discoveries happen. But there's also a powerful urgency behind today's message. The longer rare modern coins circulate, the more they get damaged, scratched, dented, and worn down. Condition is everything. A coin that could be worth $216,000 in pristine grade might be worth just a few hundred with even minor wear. That's why time is working against you. Every day that passes, more of these coins get pulled from circulation, damaged, or lost forever. So the question becomes not whether you should check your 2016 pennies, but how fast you can check them. What makes the situation even more compelling is that professional coin graders are now reporting increased submissions of modern pennies, especially rare striking error varieties. That surge is a sign that collectors are waking up. They're recognizing the explosive value growth in modern rarities. The window of opportunity is still open, but it won't stay open forever. When the market realizes just how scarce the top value 2016 penny is, demand will flood in, and prices could climb even higher. Imagine today's $216,000 penny becoming tomorrow's $500,000 specimen. But let's take a breath for a moment, because here is a pattern interrupt that many viewers don't expect right now. If you're thinking, why am I getting nervous over a penny? You're not alone. It's funny, isn't it? Out of all the things in life to worry about, bills, health, retirement, unexpected emergencies, suddenly a tiny piece of copper is making your pulse jump. That's the power of hidden wealth. It sneaks up on you. It makes you feel things you didn't expect. Now let's reconnect that humor with something real, because it also symbolizes possibility. The possibility that your financial future does not have to rely on long hours, harsh sacrifices, or luck you've never felt you had. Sometimes opportunity comes packaged in the smallest form imaginable. As we move deeper into this journey, let's look at what sets the highest value 2016 pennies apart. Collectors chase after dramatic doubling on the date, the letters of liberty, and the motto. They search for die cracks that streak across the surface like lightning. They hunt for misaligned strikes where Lincoln's portrait shifts in a way that's unmistakably unique. They analyze every detail, every curve, every shadow. And the moment they find that one perfect anomaly, value ignites. But here's something even more intriguing. The highest known sale of a 2016 penny reached an astonishing $216,000. That's not speculation. That's documented. And the energy around that sale has electrified the collecting world. Proves something groundbreaking. Modern coins can be worth serious money, not decades from now, but today. That revelation is inspiring thousands of collectors to search their coins with renewed passion. Here comes another cliffhanger. What if the next record-breaking sale hasn't happened yet? What if the next million-dollar modern penny is still out there, waiting for someone to discover it? Someone who decides to look a little closer, maybe even today. Now, let's talk about you. If you're watching this video, you're not just someone who likes coins. You're someone who understands the value of opportunity. Someone willing to learn, explore, and chase after hidden wealth others overlook. You're someone who knows that financial transformation doesn't always come from big risks. It often comes from small, smart decisions. Decisions like checking your old jars, collections, and inherited coins for hidden treasures. And if you've ever dreamed of living a wealthy lifestyle, of lifting yourself or your family into a place of financial comfort and security, this journey is a wake-up call. Because rare coins have already changed the lives of countless Americans. People who went from ordinary routines to extraordinary breakthroughs. People who discovered that wealth was already in their possession. They just needed to see it. As we push toward the conclusion of today's story, let me give you one final jolt of urgency. The market for rare modern coins is expanding quickly. Collectors are hunting harder. Graders are processing more submissions. And the 2016 penny is now one of the most talked about modern rarities in the country. If you wait too long, the opportunity could slip away, just like millions of rare pennies have already vanished from circulation. But the opportunity is still alive, and it's calling your name. So here's your moment. After watching this video, take a few minutes to go through your pennies. Look closely. Pay attention to the details. Hold each coin to the light, because your life-changing discovery may not arrive tomorrow, next year, or someday in the distant future. It may already be sitting in your home right now. Welcome back. Imagine holding a tiny coin in the palm of your hand, a coin so ordinary at first glance that most people walk past it without a second thought. Yet, hidden in its copper sheen is a story worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, we are uncovering the astonishing story of the 2017 Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, against all odds, has captured the fascination of collectors and investors across the United States. Some may scoff and say, "It's just a penny," but the reality is far more thrilling. This is not just about currency. It's about opportunity, wealth, and a rare chance to change your financial story forever. Imagine finding something so valuable, right under your nose, that it could turn an ordinary moment into a life-altering revelation. The 2017 Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is exactly that kind of treasure. Unlike the common pennies in your pocket, this coin carries a subtle uniqueness, a rarity that makes it one of the most sought-after collectibles in modern numismatics. Its value today? A staggering $217,000. Yes, a single penny, forged in 2017, is now worth more than most people earn in a decade. But why? What makes this coin so special? And why should you, as someone who loves the thrill of discovering hidden wealth, pay close attention? It starts with the story of its creation. In 2017, the U.S. Mint continued its legacy of producing Lincoln cents, a tradition dating back to 1909. But this particular coin carries a mint mark and a subtle design anomaly that sets it apart from its millions of siblings. The Mint mark, indicating the Philadelphia Mint, combined with its rare wheat design, makes this penny not just a piece of currency, but a historical artifact. The wheat ears on the reverse, a nod to America's agrarian roots, were last used decades ago. When you hold this penny, you're holding a bridge between past and present, between ordinary pocket change and extraordinary fortune. Now, you might be wondering, how often does something like this actually happen? The truth is, rare coins like this are exceedingly scarce. For every million pennies minted, Only a handful may carry the distinguishing marks that elevate them into the realm of extreme value. That scarcity drives the urgency. Imagine a collector, somewhere in the US, discovering this coin tucked away in a jar of change or lying unnoticed in a dusty drawer. One moment, it's forgotten copper. The next, it's a ticket to financial freedom. You may even laugh at the thought. Who leaves a $217,000 penny lying around? Yet, the reality is far from humorous. People overlook treasures every single day, blinded by routine and convenience. And that, my friends, is where opportunity lies. If you're watching this, you could be the one to recognize the hidden worth in an item others dismiss. It's a simple reminder. Wealth often hides in plain sight, and the bold, the curious, and the informed are the ones who seize it. Let's talk numbers for a moment. The 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln Penny's market value today stands at $217,000. But this figure is not static. It moves with the pulse of the collector's market, influenced by scarcity, condition, and the sheer excitement surrounding rare finds. Coins graded as pristine by professional services can command figures that seem almost fictional. And it's this volatility that creates both thrill and fear. Missing out on a rare coin now might mean waiting years, or even decades, before another opportunity arises, and by then, the market could soar far beyond your reach. But what exactly do collectors look for? Condition first and foremost. A penny that is tarnished, scratched, or worn may still be valuable, but pristine examples, those with uncirculated brilliance and sharp details, are where the true fortune lies. Imagine picking up a penny that looks identical to every other coin in your wallet, only to discover that under scrutiny, it's flawless, unblemished, and incredibly rare. That moment, that realization is electric. It's what drives seasoned collectors to dig through drawers, jars, and old coin rolls, driven by a mix of excitement, fear of missing out, and the lure of transformative wealth. Here's a question to reset your attention. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to hold a fortune in your hand? One so small that most people would overlook it? That's the psychological thrill of coin collecting at its peak. You're not just acquiring a metal disc. You're acquiring history, heritage, and the chance to redefine your financial destiny. The 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln Penny is a prime example of this. It's a story of rarity, timing, and recognition converging in a way that few other collectibles can match. And it's not just about money, it's about legacy. Imagine passing down a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to your children or grandchildren. You're not just giving them currency. You're giving them a tangible connection to history, an artifact that tells a story of foresight, patience, and the thrill of discovery. It's wealth with a narrative, something more meaningful than numbers alone. But let's inject a moment of humor to keep our minds sharp. Picture this. You're at a grocery store, fishing through your pocket for change, and you pull out the 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln Penny. The cashier looks at you and says, "You dropped your penny." And you're quietly plotting your next financial move while the universe laughs at the irony of it all. This mental image isn't far from reality for some collectors who have stumbled upon rare coins in the most mundane circumstances. Transitioning from humor to urgency, consider this. Coins like these do not stay hidden forever. Every collector, every investor, every enthusiast is searching, scanning, and studying. The moment a coin like the 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln Penny enters the market, competition heats up. Auctions become battlegrounds. Private collectors scramble. And the prices, they soar rapidly. Hesitation can cost you dearly. This is why awareness, knowledge, and swift action are paramount. What makes this coin truly remarkable is the way it defies conventional expectations. A penny minted in 2017, a time when coins are considered modern and commonplace, becoming a multi-$100,000 asset is almost unbelievable. Yet, it's a testament to the unpredictable nature of collectibles. Rarity isn't always about age. It's about anomaly, condition, and the collector's desire. And this penny has all three in spades. Let's imagine the thrill. Opening a dusty coin roll, fingers trembling, heart racing, and there it is. the 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny, gleaming under the light, whispering its promise of wealth. The excitement is palpable, the possibilities endless. And if you've ever dreamed of uncovering a hidden treasure that could transform your life, this is precisely the kind of discovery that fuels that dream. The story deepens when you consider market trends. Rare coins have long been a haven for collectors seeking security, beauty, and potential profit. Economic uncertainty drives interest in tangible assets, and coins like the 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny become not just collectibles, but investments with historical significance and financial upside. Owning one is not merely a possession. It's a statement, a declaration that you understand value where others see only copper. And now, the cliffhanger. While $217,000 is the current market value, experts suggest that coins of this rarity and condition could escalate far beyond today's figures in the coming years. The exact trajectory is unpredictable, but the potential is enormous. For those who act decisively, the rewards are immense. For those who hesitate, the opportunity may slip away, leaving only regret and stories of what could have been. So, what's the takeaway? The 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a symbol of foresight, patience, and bold action. It challenges us to look closer at the ordinary, to recognize potential where others see none, and to act with informed urgency. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, this coin represents the ultimate intersection of history, rarity, and wealth. Remember, every moment is an opportunity. Every coin has a story, and every story has the potential to change a life. The 2017 P Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny reminds us that fortune favors the vigilant, the curious, and those willing to see beyond the surface. It's a thrilling reminder that in the world of rare coins, the extraordinary is always waiting, just beneath our fingertips, in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. So, as you consider the coins in your own possession, think twice before dismissing any as mere change. Among them could lie a hidden gem, a future legacy, a fortune in copper, and perhaps, one day soon, the next story of a life transformed by a single, unassuming penny will be yours.